you notice the extreme negativity seeping in already? Even when the stock market was up nicely this morning before the midday swoon in the close, Dow finishing down 152 points, S&P declining 0.22%, NASDAQ losing 0.16%. All I heard was that, well, we've been up big for 2 straight years and we're due for a pullback. Sell. Or these are perilous times like the 1930s, high tariffs, collapse, and world trade coming, the 10-year treasury heading to 5% because of inflation and ineffective Fed. But being a bear is easy in this business. If stocks go up, no one will remember your negative prognostication, right? If stocks go down, you'll be a seer. We will sing your praises, worship you. You'll become the big get, paraded out every time the market goes down big. I love that thing. Anyway, you know me. Sure, the day was disappointing. Kind of like last week, but I want to tack the other way. I want to tell you what could go right. Give you 10 things that might cut in favor of the bulls. All right, they're not rip snorers. No trampling of bear's hair. Just some things that, well, let's say they make me want to be a little more positive than others. I need to tell you what can go right because nobody else is.
The first is Chinese hackers stealing treasury documents in what's been called a major incident. Then, of course, the terrorist attack in New Orleans, claiming the lives of 15. There are also growing suspicions around that Cybertruck explosion outside a Trump hotel in Las Vegas. We do have full team coverage of these stories this afternoon. Let's begin with Megan Casella with the latest on the treasury hack. Megan?
Kelly, still more questions than answers, I would say, on this security breach at the Treasury. Congressional Republicans now weighing in, asking Treasury Secretary that it was unacceptable that a China state-sponsored Advanced Persistent Threat Actor, that's an APT actor, was able to access Treasury systems, saying it raised serious questions about protocols for safeguarding sensitive federal information. That request coming after the Washington Post reported overnight that it was the sanctions office within Treasury that was breached during the hack. But on the topic of sanctions, China's Ministry of Commerce moving today to hit 28 U.S. companies with new trade controls, partly over U.S. arms sales to Taiwan. You can see some of them listed here, mostly in the defense space: Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, a few others. China's now stopping all exports to these companies, effective immediately, of all products that have dual civilian and military uses. Now, all of these developments, guys, underscoring really rising tensions between the U.S. and China, all of that taking place before any tariffs have yet to take effect.
Chief, where did those archers come from?
Sorry?
Those yellow archers, where did they come from?
Actually, we have them. I didn't know about them, but we have them.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And also, guys, make sure you go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And it's going to take me about a week to get back into the groove. So please be patient, guys. But we have Jim Cramer trying to talk us away from the bear. And we know there's going to be some profit taking at the beginning of the year. And we know when it comes to the first quarter, there's always a correction. We definitely have to watch out for Janet Yellen and see what she does before she leaves when it comes to the debt ceiling. But we will get a correction in stocks and cryptos. Now, in the first quarter, we're going to have supply chain issues. We have Trump coming in here with the tariffs. And then we have to watch out for the BOJ. And we see the movies already being stepped up. I told you they would step up in 2025, but they're starting way earlier than what I thought. We have the hack of the Treasury blamed on China. We have the drums of beating. We have China now stopping trade with these major defense companies, and we know this is big because Trump is definitely going to retaliate. The two sides were created a long time ago. Now they're about to collide. We have the BRICS nations led by China, and then, of course, the United States. And we know United States, Babylon is going to fall, and we're going to have China, the dragon, rise. But remember, guys, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, the United States is headed to a level playing field. The fall of the United States world reserve currency moving over to this digital economy. Now, we had a New Orleans attack yesterday, and the chief said she didn't know they had barriers. Yes, guys, you heard that correct. If you're part of the Patreon, we know that makes no sense whatsoever. But then we had the Ford X account being hacked, and then of course the Ford truck was involved. If you actually look closely in the Vegas event where the Cybertruck was blown up, it looks like the same white truck in front of the Cybertruck. Yes, guys, remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. Now we have Erwin Simon, the CEO of Tilray. Now we know cannabis is the agenda of the Republicans. Remember, Democrats have their agenda. We know Republicans have their agenda. And they play the Hegelian dialectic in order to move the NWO's agenda forward. And we know when it comes to cannabis, this is definitely an NWO agenda. Because we saw it doing the C word. People sitting at home getting free money smoking. And that's exactly what we're going to see in the fourth industrial revolution. People sitting at home getting free money airdrop. But little do they know, that money is going to tell you what, when, and how to buy. And you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. But they'll be in the metaverse smoking it up. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. Because he knows, when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
You know, if I sit back here 4 years ago, if you had me on and where cannabis would be, I thought we'd be a much farther ahead. And that's why, you know, with insight and looking into a crystal ball, what Tilray today, Tilray Brands, you know, it's on a run rate to be $1 billion in size. Cannabis today is only a third of our sales. But with that, we're, you know, the largest cannabis company in Canada in sales. We're one of the largest medical cannabis company in sales in Europe. We sell no cannabis in the U.S. And today we have a good-sized beverage business in the U.S. in beer, spirits, and other beverages. So we're set, you know, really to grow even if something didn't change with cannabis. But Sarah, step back for a second. In Canada today, where cannabis is legal from a recreational and a medical standpoint, there's over $1 billion that comes in excise tax. It's a $5 billion business at retail. So take Canada and multiply it by 10. It's a $50 billion business here in the U.S. and probably a $10 billion in excise tax, you know, from that standpoint. And this takes a lot out of the equation in regards to the questions with cannabis. So I think it's something that the Trump administration will absolutely look at from a business standpoint, and a whole confusion on cannabis and what cannabis should be from a legalization, from a rescheduling, and from a safe bank.
Going to a different economy. And we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, you know, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, you know, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, well, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
Cryptoteacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Team save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Team goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.